A lovely morning to fellow Red Hat candidates. Welcome back to Sonnet Institute of Technology. My name is Bruce Malaud, and it's a great pleasure to be your instructor for the Red Hat Certified Systems Administrator course. This is Module 2.1 of the video course. In this demonstration, I will show you how to install Webmin into Red Hat Enetrprise Linux 7. Webmin is a nice graphical tool that helps to administer Linux servers through a web portal. Webmin uses encryption and TCP connections at layer 4 of the OSI model. By default, Webmin listens on TCP port 10,000. In this demonstration, I will download the Webmin RPM packages for offline use. I will provide you the download link in the video description. Since I'm using GNS3, I will upload the file into the VM or the appliance by attaching it as an ISO image. This trick can also apply to VirtualBox, VMware, KVM, or any other virtualization software. You simply have to create an ISO image out of the selected directory containing the files. You then attach the ISO image to the CD or DVD drive. If you are using GNS3, you first have to switch off your appliance, then attach the ISO image to the CD drive. If you are using any other virtualization software, you can attach the ISO image to the CD drive without rebooting or shutting down the VM. No need to shut off the VM prior to attachment. In case of GNS3, you have to boot the appliance after attaching the ISO image to the CD drive. After booting, the CD disk might be auto-mounted and visible on your desktop if the VM machine or the virtual machine has a GUI installed. If no GUI installed inside the virtual machine, you will have to mount the disk manually. In Red Hat Enetrprise Linux 7 and its distro cousins such as CentOS, Scientific Linux, Fedora, disk images are located as a block device under /dev/sr0. To mount a disk, you just have to pass the command mount space /dev/sr0 space /media. After that, you go to the /media directory and retrieve or copy your files to your desired directory such as home, root, or anywhere you prefer. In my case, I will copy the Webmin package file into root directory. I will then install the packages. I will start and enable Webmin service. I will then add Webmin to the firewall rules. By default, as I mentioned, Webmin listens on TCP port 10,000. I will then test Webmin by visiting HTTPS, localhost, and port 10,000. I'll log in as root in my case, but you can log in as any regular Linux user if you prefer to. And then I'll show you a bit of troubleshooting on Webmin, and after troubleshooting, that will be all for this demonstration. Without wasting time, let's get started. This is my host machine. I'm using Windows, and in this directory, I downloaded my packages, and if I go in, I have this package, Webmin package, which is the RPM package. So all I need to do is to create an ISO image out of it, and there are many ways of creating an ISO image, but I'm using Power ISO. You can use free tools as well if you like to. So I have to go back, and here is my directory. So if you are using Power ISO, you just have to right click and scroll down to Power ISO and scroll to add image. Click on that and select ISO right there, and then say OK. and then you can exit from here. Coming back, you can see that the ISO image has been created. So I can exit from here. On GNS3, I like to mount that ISO image on this machine. This is the machine which I need to install Webmin packages or services. So I'll right click, go to configure, go to CD option, select image. So I have to browse for the image, and my image is saved here. So here's the Webmin package ISO which we just created. So say click OK, click OK again. The servers, these two servers are running already. So I have to boot this one. Right click, select start. Okay, while the server is booting, I can double click to start the console. Okay, now I can log in. Once I log into the system, you can see that the disk has been automatically mounted and it's visible on the desktop. So if I double click, I can actually see the contents of the disk, as you can see. So I can drag and drop if I want to. Drag and drop the file and leave it there. But that's not the right way to do it. I'd like to show you how you can do it on the command line. So I'll exit. I'll delete the file. Move to trash. Okay, let's go to the command line so that you can learn. So on the command line, let me make that bigger. Okay, from the command line I can become root. Enter my root password. Clear the screen. So what I need to do, I'd like to show you how you can mount that disk into your into a mount point of your choice. So remember, in our demonstration we want to mount the disk under /media. Therefore I need to unmount where it is right now. So how do I see where it's mounted? I pass the command mount and I pipe my results to grep. So that will be grep. And then I would like to look for device SR0. So it will show me where exactly it's mounted. Okay, so the disk is mounted under run, media, Bruce, and the identity, which is the disk name, the disk ID, as you can see right here. So let me unmount the disk. So let me unmount the disk. The command is umount, and we need to specify the mount point, that is run /media /Bruce the disk has been U-mounted, unmounted. As you can see, it has disappeared. Now let's mount the disk under /media. So that will be mount. The disk on the block device is identified as /dev/SR0. Our mount point is /media. So the disk has been mounted and it's in the read-only mode. So let's see what we have in the /media directory. I have that directory with many packages. So if I go into that, there is my real package. So let's copy that file into the root directory. So that will be cp media Webmin packages and the Webmin package. So I'm like to copy it into the root directory. So if I do ls root, it has been copied right there. So what I've done, I've copied the file from the disk into my root directory, and I can U-mount my disk if I want to. That will be U-mount /media. Okay, so now let's install the Webmin packages. So that will be yum clean all. I like to refresh my yum repository, so that will be yum clean all. Then I do yum repo list. Okay, the yum cache has been refreshed. So now I can install the Webmin packages, which are located right here. So that's ls-l, just to confirm. Yes, they are located in the current directory. So the command is yum install Webmin. Okay, and with the -y. Okay, the packages will be installed. Okay, package Webmin has been installed. So I need to enable and start. To start a service or to enable service, we use the systemctl command. However, Webmin is not recognized because it's a third-party application. So we will use the old command or the legacy command, that is check config. So the command will be check config Webmin on, which means enable Webmin. Every time the system reboots, Webmin will be started. Okay, now I need to start the service. So we'll use the old command as well instead of systemctl. The command is service Webmin start. Now we need to check the status. So the command is service Webmin status. Webmin is running, as you can see here. So the next thing is to add Webmin to the firewall rules or firewall exceptions. However, the firewall D doesn't recognize Webmin as a service, so we need to add as a port. So the port number is 10,000 TCP. So let's see if firewall D is running first of all. So that will be systemctl status firewall D. I like to see if firewall D is running. Yes, it is running. So let me clear the screen and add the rule. The rule is firewall cmd keyword of permanent and keyword of add service, add port, and my port is equal to 10,000 and it's a TCP port. Success. So I need to reload my firewall rules, so that will be firewall cmd and reload. If I want to confirm, I can do firewall cmd and list ports. There is my port, it's included. And at this point of time, I think I'm good to go. I need to just test the services. So I'll use Firefox. There we go. And I think I'm supposed to install Apache services, but let's see. Okay, so that will be HTTPS and that will be localhost and the port number is 10,000. Okay, so I've got an error, so I think I need to install Apache, if I'm not mistaken. So let's quit from here and install Apache. So you can say close tab. So a certificate is missing and I need to install Apache as well. So clear the screen, yum install httpd, and I need to install the module SSL that is responsible with the digital certificates, the RHCSA. So it's yum install httpd and yum install mod SSL. Okay, the packages have been installed, so I'll clear the screen and I will start and enable Apache. So Apache is recognized by systemctl, so that will be systemctl enable httpd and start Apache, that will be systemctl start httpd and check the status, that will be systemctl status httpd. Okay, so let's try again. So go back to Firefox and navigate to localhost port 10,000, sorry. Okay, So that will be HTTPS localhost port 10,000. Okay, it's failing. Okay, so if you receive this error, it's not a transmash. Let's go to point number 14 where it says troubleshooting. So this is one of the errors we will encounter. So let me help you to troubleshoot. It's a small, it's not a big issue, so I'll show you what to do. So let me bring up this. Okay, as part of troubleshooting, like I stated on point number 14, so this is the error you might encounter. So I'll show you how to do. So it means we are failing to log in securely, but since this is a virtual environment, this is our own lab to practice on, we can as well use HTTP instead of HTTPS and get it running smoothly. So let me close Firefox. Back on the command line, I only need to edit one local file, so that will be vim etc webmin minisef.conf. This is the main configuration file for Webmin. So I need to edit that and disable SSL connectivity. So I will connect using HTTP instead of HTTPS. So I need to look for a line that says SSL, this one right here. So I need to disable that. So SSL is equal to 0 instead of 1. So save that. Now I need to restart the Webmin service. So that will be service Webmin restart. Okay, the service is running. I can do service Webmin status. So the service is running, as you can see. So let's go back to Firefox, and this time we will use HTTP instead of HTTPS. It should work. So that will be HTTP / localhost and port number is 10,000. Okay, it's working. So I need to log in. I'll log in as root and enter my root password. So Webmin is a graphical tool, and it will help you to self-evaluate your work as you do the configurations, and I find it helpful, especially for those who are self-studying. You do your configurations on the command line, then you come to Webmin and see how your work looks like on the other side, on the GUI side. So you might have created some users, you might have created some disk, some Samba shares, you name it, and then you come to the other side of Webmin, and then you can actually see everything clearly, you know. So on the command line, you might not see exactly what are you doing. Did you do it correctly? Did you do it right? See, so you come to Webmin, you'll see everything that you have done. So these are the modules which you can install. If you want to install, you can configure. As you can see here, it shows how much memory I have, how much disk is left. And if you come to servers, we've got services like mail server, SSH server, we've got networking. You can configure your firewall D right here on Webmin. As you can see, remember the port 10,000 we added, it's right here. I can see it here. And there's a lot you can do. There is a lot. You can cluster, you can do pretty much anything. So for this purpose of demonstration, I wanted to show you that Webmin is gonna help you a lot. Although installing Webmin and using Webmin is not an exam objective, but I recommend you to install Webmin so that you can evaluate your own work, you can evaluate your own progress and see whether you're doing it right or wrong. So a lot of models are here, and some of them are part of the exam objectives, especially the RHCE, the Red Hat Certified Engineer. So you got your SMB, your NFS, your Kerberos, your mail server, your SSH. So basically this is how you install your Webmin, and I hope this has been informative, and you are welcome to leave your comments and requests. I would like to thank you for viewing, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye for now.